Hello, it's me. It's Allie from Okay to Be Fat. So, the reason why I'm making a video for you guys today is because I have a book coming out. Look at the bookmark. Release date 6/28/19. That's next month. And it's called They Don't Make Plus Size Spacesuits. So what is it? It's a short story collection, and it includes an essay on the topic of science fiction and fat people, and the problems with that. So I don't normally write sci-fi. I usually write kind of romance. I've done romance short stories, working on a romance novel. And so, like, does this look weird? Is this weird? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm going to try to cut some stuff into this, maybe. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But at any rate, it's, so why the genre? Okay, well, I don't normally write sci-fi, but I do love sci-fi, and I've been a fan of sci-fi basically maybe my whole life. I started watching Star Trek with my dad, the classic Star Trek. I was and remain hugely into Star Wars. The list is just, it goes on and on and on. And so as I kind of developed in my fat activism, I started having questions about the sci-fi that I love. Similar questions that I've had about other genres. And the reason why I think sci-fi is particularly an issue for me is because the question that I have, because I first kind of got involved in fat activism around the time that roughly that WALL-E was coming out, which was a while ago. And I saw a blog post that someone had written about the way that the fat humans are treated and like presented in WALL-E, that like the fat people are there because society has crumbled. And that seemed really bad to me. It kind of hurt in a way that, like, the only way that you could see fat people in sci-fi is if they're a like visual shorthand for everything's gone wrong, this is a dystopia, everything is bad. And fat people are often stand-ins for laziness and for greed and capitalism and all these things that, like, that's a lot to put on a body size. And human diversity, like, some people are going to be fat and some people are going to be thin, but we've like attached these moral implications to body size in such a way that, like, there are not, like, what do you get for fat people in sci-fi? Well, you get monstrous villains, body horror villains, and you get, oh no, it's a dystopia, the human race has fallen into decay. Like, I could say that's hurtful because it is, but I think it's also dangerous in some ways, because when I've said publicly, and I have said this publicly, where are the fat people in, science fiction? Like, where are the fat people in the utopian science fiction? Like, where are the fat people, like, walking around in Star Trek? What happened to them? Someone always there's like two responses to this. Or like, where are the fat people in Star Wars? Like, we can't have an action adventure with, you know, people who look like regular people. Or like glam fat people. Like, those glam fat people exist. You know, like, if you want everything to be glam and shiny, like, you can glam and shiny up a fat person. Like, I've seen it. So there's two responses to this. The first one is the like pedantic nerd response, which is like, well, there was a guy in Star Wars named Porkins, and I just like literally go fuck yourself. Like, there's a guy, he is on screen for less than 5 minutes, and they called him Porkins. Like, that's not representation. It just isn't. Like, it's just mean. Like, you know, and so, like, fuck that as a response. Second, you know, when you take out, like, cis men, there's, like, even less. You know, when was the last time you saw a fat, like, woman, or, you know, a fat, feminine, non-binary person in sci-fi? You don't. You just don't. Not in the utopian stuff. And so sometimes when I ask about that, and then people are like, they want to tell me, and this has happened multiple times, where people tell me, and they're so kind, right? They're like, oh, don't worry, it's okay, because in the utopian future, you as a person will have been solved. Like, fatness will be solved. And they say it in this way, like they think it's reassuring or kind, like they're being really nice about their eugenics plans, essentially, because body diversity is in size is really normal. And so if your utopia only has thin people in it, then what have you done with and to the people who aren't thin? What have you done to them? Where did they go? It's like a painful thought that when people imagine the best future that they can imagine, they definitely don't want me to be there. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I think it's really important. I mean, and that's why I wrote these stories. I wrote them in a fury. I was furious. I'm not answering that. I wrote them in just this, like, furious rage of, like, pain and grief. And because we're already living in a world where people don't think fat people should exist, where major scientific journals have compared us existing to the horrors of all global war and conflict, and also to the danger of climate change. And, like, I'm just trying to live a life here, you know? I'm not trying to bother people. And so I just was so upset by the last time that happened that I wrote a story, and then another one, and then another one. And the reason why is because I didn't want to let those feelings, like, fester, for one thing. And for another thing, I I feel like fiction is a powerful tool for empathy. And I want people to see what I see when people say, you will be solved. When people compare fat people to global climate change, like that they have to eliminate the obesity epidemic, so called, because like the war on obesity is a war on fat people. And there is no proven way to turn a fat person into a thin one. So you want to get rid of us. So what are you prepared to do? And every year the rhetoric escalates and escalates and escalates. And I don't see the pushback to that I think it warrants. So it's good. It's a good book. They don't make plus size spacesuits. It's a good book. The cover was drawn by a very good friend who did an amazing job. I wanted to see fat rolls in space, and I got that, and I was thrilled. I actually got a little choked up when I first got the picture or the files from Jen Lightfoot. JenLightfoot.com. She's great. You could hire her. And I wanted to call it They Don't Make Plus Size Spacesuits because I wanted to point up that these issues that I'm talking about are structural issues. Like, this is where body positivity falls down and face plants. Because in my opinion, body positivity it's a co-opting. It's capitalist co-opting of an actual radical movement. And body positivity doesn't have anything for structural issues. It's just like, feel better, girl. Now it's all fixed. Well, I went to the doctor. I do not know what his deal is. That is a cat. I went to the doctor like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and she wouldn't help me. She wouldn't do anything. She took one look at me and decided, without doing any tests, without doing anything, that she could tell that my problem was that I was fat. And she seemed astonished by the idea that I have always been this fat. And that's a structural problem, Like, I can't love myself out of being denied medical care and having to make like an entire like new set of appointments and waste my time and resources. I just have to try to work around it, but like it shouldn't be that way. And so I want to point out that these problems are structural, and I want people to think about what the rhetoric that they're using actually means and what they're actually calling for. A utopia of thin people is a dystopia for fat people. There's no way around that. And the book's got it's dark. Please pay attention to the trigger warnings. There's a list. Before everything, there's a list. And make sure you take care of yourself. But I have a level of like rage about this that I think I would like to let people know that it's okay to be angry about it. It's okay if you're angry. I'm angry too. It's not okay for people to treat us this way. It's just not. So, they don't make plus size spacesuits. Preorder. Oh, there we go. Preorder is on. It's live. It's available all the places that you can buy books. I'll put some links in the notes to like Amazon, Barnes and Noble. But, you know, if you don't like going through a big retailer, I have it up on Gumroad, so that comes just straight to me. And I hope you enjoy it. You know, I spent a lot of time on it. It was hard to write, you know, but I say in the essay, like, if you feel all the feelings that you feel when you read these stories, like we're together, I'm with you, because I felt them too. Buy my book. It's good. I don't know. I thought so. All right, that's it. Bye.